Folks in Kansas City are turning out today in the hopes of witnessing a rare occurrence. Kansas City has a chance today to sweep a three-game series for only the second time this year. They did it earlier this season against the Minnesota Twins. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. One of the reasons the Royals have a chance at the sweep has been the play of Whit Merrifield. He's hit in 42 of his last 51 games. And Arch, if you go back to the start of last year, he's the only player in baseball to have at least 60 doubles and 60 stolen bases.
Well, he's a very solid baseball player, and I think Kansas City's best overall player. He base hit with driving in a run last night. He was in center field. Normally a second baseman made a fine running catch, and then his last at-bat hit a double down the line to drive in another run. And when you look at him, he can play first base, second base, right field, center field. He's very valuable to this team. And 8th overall in the league in hitting, over 300, over 151 hits. That is third. Stolen bases, 28. He's trailing Jose Ramirez. So, you know, this is a guy that he can do it all on the baseball field.
Whit Merrifield back at second base today in the series finale. He'll face Shane Bieber, who in his last start for the Indians went 6 two-hit shutout innings against the Red Sox before he ran out of gas in the 7th inning.
Yeah, a very good start for Bieber. And one thing we've noticed this year, he can command his fastball and move it to both sides of the plate. If he has any secondary pitches and it's working well for him, he's going to be a tough out, because I'll tell you, the guy has good control. He doesn't beat himself. And Shane Bieber, you know, surprised us. Never expected him to be here. He has 7 wins on the season, and this guy just keeps going out there and I think learns every time out. His 13 starts, he has 7 wins. That's tied for 4th when you look at all rookies in there, and the strikeout and walk ratio is #1, and that's the #1 thing about him is control.
His Players Weekend moniker on the back of his jersey, Not Justin. Shane Bieber will be on the hill today for the Tribe, and when we come back, Andre Knott catches up with the Indians rookie right-hander. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by Who But WB Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. In the Cleveland Indians and the Kansas City Royals, Shane Bieber will make the start. By the way, it's Oklahoma City Thunder Day here at the K in Kansas City. Shane Bieber will get the start 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago, he was a fourth-round pick. This year began the season at Double-A, then to Triple-A, before making his Major League debut on his birthday, May 31st, in Minnesota against the Twins. Andre Knott caught up with him before today's start.
The jersey, this Players Weekend, just your thought process be going with not Justin.
A lot of people like to jokingly mistake me for him, so I thought I'd just make it clear, put it on the back of my jersey. But, kind of just playing into the joke a little bit and leaning into it. And I actually texted some of my buddies when I was told I had to come up with a nickname, and they're like, dude, you got to do it. You got to do not Justin, and it would be great. So got to give credit to them.
You go to the minors, and they have all different kinds of jerseys and different kind of weekends. How nice is it to have a weekend like this in the big leagues where you guys can have some fun with your uniforms, shoes, things of that nature?
It's really cool. I've never experienced something like this, so I'm really excited for this weekend and to be able to, have a weekend just for the players, for them to express themselves and have a good time. And obviously we do that, on a regular basis, but just to have a weekend kind of devoted to that is pretty cool, and I'm excited for it.
You gonna have anything like Clev with the shoes and everything else?
No, not yet. Unfortunately, everything was kind of last minute for me because, I was back and forth for a little bit there, and we barely got the jersey in and are authenticated, and it kind of passed through, and everybody was able to check off on it just in time. So, not this year.
You may have one of the more popular jerseys because of that. Boston the other day, there's a guy that kept yelling. He goes, "I can't believe we're losing to Justin." And like he kept yelling that, and to me, I'm like, how long have you been going through this, and does it ever get old?
That's why I'm putting on the jersey, just so everybody can know. No, it's something I've dealt with for a long time, and it's fun. I embrace it. It keeps the mood light.
We're waiting for somebody to start playing the music again.
Yeah, it'll happen. Don't worry.
Well, for Shane Bieber, he's probably tired of people calling him Justin. But when you talk about tired, this is the question I'll ask you guys. Last night, Terry Francona said his team is playing like they're tired. And after the 3-game homestand, he says the team is playing like they're on their 5th city in a trip. How do you break through? He says today it's all about grinding through the situation that they're in and playing the best baseball they can so they can actually enjoy their off day tomorrow. So, boys, I ask you, how do you grind through on that last day before an off day?
I think that it's a wake-up call. What they've had here in the first 2 games is a quick reality check that you cannot just show up based on your record and expect to win. You've got to take business into your own hands. You've got to do the things that have made you successful to this point.
And I agree. There comes points and times during the season where you can see letdown, mental letdown, even physical letdown. But right now, I have a good feeling that they're going to come out and they're going to bounce back today, and they'll score a lot of runs. I just have that feeling.
Hopefully they come out, and they're an angry team today here in Kansas City. We'll be back with the first pitch, but first, Alan Jensen are up next with the showstopper. It's a former Royal being spotlighted today back in the studio. Indians have played in a series where they were on the verge of being swept. They are 9-1, and they have outscored their opponents by an average score of 8-2. We'll see if that holds here this afternoon in Kansas City as the Indians try to head home, avoiding the sweep at the hands of the Royals.
Now let's take a look now at Jorge Lopez, who will get the start for the Royals this afternoon. He's the Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher. He will make his third start with the Royals in his 13th Major League appearance. He came over from the Milwaukee Brewers with Phillips for Mike Moustakas in that trade that happened just about a month ago. So he's getting his opportunity to come in here and pitch. He did pitch one time against the Indians. It was the final 2 innings on a May 9th game with the Brewers. It was a 6-2 Milwaukee loss. He retired the side in the 8th inning before allowing a run and 2 hits in the 9th.
Terry Francona's starting lineup today is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Francisco Lindor will lead it off. Michael Brantley batting second. Jose Ramirez will hit third. Edwin Encarnacion batting cleanup. Yonder Alonso hits fifth. Melky Cabrera will bat sixth. Then it's Jason Kipnis. Roberto Perez will handle the catching duties today and bat eighth. Greg Allen in center field will bat ninth.
And the defense for Kansas City behind Lopez. O'Hearn gets a start in left field today. It'll be Phillips back in center, and Gordon is over in right. On the infield, Dozier is at third base. Escobar gets his first start in the series at shortstop. Merrifield back at second. Duda is at first, and Butera doing the catching.
Gary Cederstrom, the venerable crew chief, will call the balls and strikes. Eric Cooper is at first. Ramon De Jesus at second, and Stu Sherwater is down at third. Overall, in series finales, the Indians have played very well, not just in instances and where they're trying to avoid the sweep, but a 31-11 record in series finales overall this year. So Francisco Lindor climbs in. The Royals really have done a good job of containing Lindor, Brantley, Ramirez in the series, in particular Frankie and Jose. First pitch is outside, ball one. But as Corey Kluber said after the game last night, at this point in the season, everybody's tired. And somehow you have to find a way to mentally sort of trick yourself into believing that you're not. The 1-1 is slashed foul the other way. Kluber made a few mistakes last night. He admitted, some balls left over the middle of the plate. Royals did some damage, and the Indians fell flat offensively, so there wasn't much support. The 1-2 is hit high in the air, deep to right. Back is Gordon, and he'll make the catch for out number one. Our game time temperature today is 91 degrees, but once again the heat index makes it feel like 99.
Yeah, but the clouds here sort of make it nicer. It seemed like it'd be a little bit hotter if that sun was shining like it has been.
Michael Brantley. Brantley has been one guy who has played well here in the month of August, hitting .325. A dozen runs batted in the 21 games played. Off the end of the bat foul, and the count is 0-2. Cleveland has lost 4 in a row for the third time this year. It's downstairs with a fastball. Brantley rifles one into right center field. Gordon able to cut it off in the gap, and he'll hold Michael to a 1-out single.
Well, Michael got a 4-seam fastball that was up in the zone and put a good swing on it.
It's Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Lindor and Ramirez have been held in check by the opposition on this road trip. And the young Kansas City Royals are out to win jobs for next year and impress the front office and the coaching staff.
Yeah, trying to open some eyes.
You look at the numbers on the road trip, and they are what they are, but for both Ramirez and Lindor, the struggles go back a little bit further. Jose, for example, in his last 10 games is just 5 for 34. Popped up foul, and this will get out of play.
Well, it's that time of year. They're everyday players. They have been everyday players all season long. They don't miss many innings whatsoever. You look at the times on base, of course, Trout missed quite a bit of time. He's back now, but Ramirez and both Lindor, they have done it all year long. And right now they're just in a little slump.
Jorge Lopez with a curveball in there for strike 3, and Ramirez is caught looking.
Take a look at this pitch on our Nissan pitch tracker. It's going to be a breaking ball in the inner part of the plate. The curveball, beautiful pitch. Inside. Jose could not pull the trigger. It's out number 2.
Lopez making just his 3rd start. But in his first 2 starts, the fastball usage increased from one to the next. Throws, all the basic pitches, the fastball, curveball, slider, and a change. But primarily fastball, curveball. He'll mix in an occasional changeup and an occasional slider. At least that's what we have seen so far in his first 2 starts. And he is another one of those young Royals that's trying to impress for the future, that maybe he has an opportunity to be a starter. And when you think about the days ahead for a team like Kansas City, there will be plenty of opportunities throughout the month of September.
Sure will. And this guy's coming over from a new team, so he really wants to open their eyes and impress them in the final month of the season. Although we all know it's hard to make big decisions on the month of September with young players.
Edwin really pulled off. It's 1-2. Coming off the disabled list, Encarnacion is 4 for 15. He had 2 home runs in his first game off the DL in Boston. Brantley's at first with 2 down. 3-man shift left side of the infield for Kansas City. The outfield straight up and deep. And Encarnacion goes down swinging. Back-to-back strikeouts for Jorge Lopez. And the Royals are coming to bat.
very good start against the Boston Red Sox in his last outing. Got himself into the 7th inning. He only allowed 3 runs, and those all coming in the 7th inning. He's made 1 start against Kansas City this year. He is 1-0 in that ball game.
Ned Yost starting 9, Whit Merrifield leading it off. Alex Gordon bats second, then Salvador Perez, who's the DH today. Lucas Duda, Hunter Dozier, Ryan O'Hearn in the middle. Alcides Escobar gets his first start in the series. Brett Phillips is batting 8th. Drew Butera, a rare start, bats 9th. Roberto Perez already in need of assistance from the trainer. Shane Bieber threw 3 warm-up pitches that didn't even make it to Perez, and I think some of the dirt flew up and caught him in the eye.
Let's check that Indians defense while we're waiting. Brought to you by Chrysler. Brantley in left, Allen in center, Cabrera over in right. And on the infield, Ramirez at third, Lindor at short, Kipnis is at second, Alonso at first, and Perez doing the catching. Whatever was in that eye, I think, is all clear now.
Whit Merrifield, 2 out of 7 in the series. Both hits coming last night. Takes a pitch down low for ball 1. Merrifield is 8th in the American League with a .306 batting average. He is also 3rd in the league in hits with 151. And like all good hitters, he tends to bunch them together. 42 multi-hit games among the top 10. And not surprisingly, Bieber has missed with his first 3 pitches. His warm-up pitches were all over the place as well. Trying to settle in here at the outset. There's a strike. Good high fastball. Merrifield was aggressively getting after it. Full count.
Probably upset at himself because it looked like that might have been up and out of the strike zone. He helped him out.
Now the 3-2. This is hit a ton. Deep left center field and gone. Whit Merrifield's 10th home run of the year leads it off for Kansas City, and they jump to a 1-0 lead. Just the 8th home run allowed this year by Bieber. You could almost sense, though, at the outset, searching for his command, just trying to throw a strike, and he threw this one right down the heart of the dish.
He wasn't going to walk him, and in the big ball yard, he got beat. Merrifield was looking for that ball, and he got it away and pretty much down the middle and hit it out of the ballpark. So 1 swing of the bat. Kansas City playing from in front.
And now Alex Gordon. And he takes a fastball that's a tad low. Gordon batting .276 over his last 8 games. And he fouls one back to even the count.
Well, that swing will certainly wake you up if you're the starter. That first hit of the game.
Gordon, a swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gordon with the fly ball to left, routine for Michael Brantley. 1 down. Another look at the Merrifield home run on StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
And you see what you do to a fastball that's down the middle. That's what you should do. It's 430 feet is the distance. He's not much of a power hitter, but he did not miss that pitch.
5th time in his career he's led off a game with a home run. 2nd time this season. Here is Salvador Perez. He started the scoring Friday night in the series opener with a 3-run homer in the 1st inning. Perez is the 5th Royal to homer 20 or more times in 4 straight seasons. John Mayberry the first to do it, Steve Balboni the second, Bo Jackson and Mike Sweeney the others. Swung on and missed.
Shane Bieber, a guy this year, he averages about 91 pitches per ball game and has thrown 66, almost 67% strikes for the year, which is very good. He's making his 7th start against the Central Division this afternoon, and he is 3-0. Record with a 3.13 ERA, and one of those wins have come against Kansas City. That was back on July 3rd in this ballpark.
High breaking ball misses, 2-2. Challenge him with a good fastball and strikes him out. 2 down.
This comes right at him with the fastball. Gets a piece of it right into the glove of Perez, so he will go down strikeout number 1 for Bieber.
Lucas Duda coming off a big night for Kansas City. He was 3 for 4 with a double and a home run, 3 runs scored. He had gone 8 for his last 43 before his big night. One ball, 1 strike. To center field. Back goes Greg Allen and makes the catch to retire the side. Whit Merrifield's leadoff homer has Kansas City playing from in front today. They lead it 1-0. Cabrera due up second here in inning number 2.
That's beautiful, isn't it? I wonder if they came from Chicago.
Pretty creative.
Yeah. You're delivered on Sunday.
Yonder Alonso leads it off for the Indians. He nearly powered the Tribe to a series opening win in Kansas City with 2 home runs. And with those 2 homers, Alonso leads the Indians since the All-Star break with 9 homers. Up and away. 2 balls and a strike. Out of play on the fastball, full count. Alonso checking with Gary Cederstrom, who told him it was indeed a ball that he swung at. The full count. This one's hit pretty well to deep left, but back goes O'Hearn, and he'll make the catch. 1 down. Great clip of the game from last night. There was not much offensively done by the Indians, but Melky Cabrera did his best with a pair of doubles, 1 to left, 1 to right. Both times he was stranded at third. The only run of the game for the Indians last night came on a balk.
He's been hitting 300 over his last 100 at bats, 31 for his last 101.
Since July 21st, so a little more than a month, he leads the Indians in slugging percentage. Four wide ones, and the Indians had their second base runner of the game. Here is Jason Kipnis. You talk about this time of the year trying to trick yourself into believing you're not tired when maybe physically you're not feeling all that great. Jason Kipnis would probably like to trick himself into thinking he's not facing Kansas City, any team other than the Royals. They have held him this year to 1 hit in 32 at bats. Ouch. And he lines one into center field, and what do you know? A great catch by Phillips. Oh,
They say no catch.
Now they're saying no catch, and Cabrera is going to be forced at second.
Yeah. It looked like he caught it, but I look at the first base umpire, Eric Cooper, said no catch. Sandy's saying we never were told anything, but I did see Cooper. Let's see. Does he trap it?
Oh, no,
yeah.
no. That's not a catch.
No, that ball hit the ground. So I think Tito's going to go out and argue it. They said nobody really made a call, and that's why Cabrera had to go back. You see, he sees it. He stood right there, but the middle, the second base umpire, DeJesus, was behind him, so he didn't see him. He would have had to look back towards first base and on the outfield grass. But I don't think they're going to get anything.
I think, to Tito's point, I mean, there's nothing Melky Cabrera could have done there. By the time the signal was made, the ball was already on its way back into the infield.
That's just one of those plays. There's nothing you can do about it. He did everything in his power. And now watch where the first base ump is. He's going behind first base's bag. Now watch him. And there's the catch.
He still hasn't made a signal.
But there it
now,
is. He says no
see,
catch.
The ball it's on its way back to the infield before
right.
he made a signal.
And Milky had his head down going back thinking it was a catch. That one right there, you're left in limbo if you're a base runner. You have to do what he did, go back.
And again, for Jason Kipnis, he's got to be thinking, man, what a year. He finally hits the ball, you know, on the screws, gets a line drive, it falls in, the guy gets forced, so he still doesn't get a hit.
Right. It's fielder's choice.
Are you kidding me? Well, 2 down, Roberto Perez, the batter. Down in the dirt.
Looks like Lopez has a pretty good feel for his breaking ball so far early in this game. And I'll be curious to see if some of the hitters may look for that pitch that second time around.
Roberto shoots one to right field. Back is Gordon, backpedaling, spinning, makes the catch right in front of the wall to retire the side. No runs, no hits, one left, 1-0 Kansas City. Kansas City, even though they are dead last in the Central Division, against Central Division play, they have a 23-29 record. That is still the fewest number of wins of any team in the division, within the division. But 17-61.
They've done much better in the Central than anywhere else.
Well, here's Hunter Dozier. Hunter Dozier with a hit in 6 straight games.
see out in Toronto, Kendrys Morales homered for his 7th straight game.
Yeah, he was the showstopper today. Swing and a miss by Hunter Dozier. And he goes down for the 2nd strikeout of the day by Shane Bieber. 1 down here in the 2nd inning.
Well, MLB At Bat is your #1 Indians app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Indians home screen icons and features such as the MLB TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today.
Ryan O'Hearn. Here's a young man who's waited patiently for his opportunity, and he has just mashed. He has 15 hits since getting his call-up. 9 of those 15 have been for extra bases. So for Kansas City, really, the rest of the year, they'll be evaluating whether or not guys like Dozier, O'Hearn, Brett Phillips, trying to figure out if these guys can be answers to the questions Kansas City has as they move forward. So far, they got to love what they've seen from O'Hearn. 4 for 7 in the series, 2 doubles and a home run. There's a good pitch by Bieber, and it's called strike 2-2. Strike 3 call.
Boy, he worked that inside part of the plate nicely to O'Hearn. That'll be the 3rd strikeout. He came in there. He didn't give him a lot of breathing room. Stayed right in there with the slider on the inside edge. He gave up on it because he swung over the top of one earlier. So good sequence there by Shea.
Alcides Escobar. Checked on a ball that was outside. Pulled off the breaking ball, and it's 1-1.
Escobar this year, not only this year, but started a club record 421 consecutive games from September 26th of 2015 to July 7th of this year. Then it came to an end. They started to change direction. He wasn't going to play any day, and they called up Mondesi, who was getting the bulk of the playing time at shortstop.
Rip left field, fair ball, down the line it goes. And Escobar will pull into second base with his 19th double of the year. Second hit for Kansas City. Both have been for extra bases today.
Turns on a pitch inside. Look at, they're sitting away, and he missed his target by plenty there. Perez was looking down and away. It came up and in, and he turned on it, got it down the line. They'll have a chance now with 2 outs.
And up comes Brett Phillips. Out of play. Phillips is 0 for his last 19. And Bieber gets ahead of him 0-2. You almost have to believe this will be Alcides Escobar last year with the Royals. Be a free agent at the end of the year. He signed a one-year deal in the offseason. But with the emergence of Adalberto Mondesi, the youngster appears to be the future shortstop here in KC. Phillips quickly disposed of on 3 pitches. Shane Bieber has struck out 4 in 2 innings of work. Kansas City leads it 1-0. Greg Allen will lead off for the Indians. Allen has hit in 16 of his last 18 games. So far in the series, he is 1 for 6. One ball, one strike. Allen fouling it off. And he's in the hole 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
That's his go-to pitch when he gets the 2 strikes. If he's going for the strikeout, the curveball right there. That time he was trying to get Allen to chase it. He did not.
And a ground ball to second baseman Whit Merrifield. 1 down. Well, let's go down to Andre.
Well, we talked at the beginning of the game about the Indians dragging a little bit through this road trip and just what it's done to them. Last year on August 18th, the Indians came to Kansas City. Remember, they had the double headers. I think it was in New York. Then they came here and had a double header as well. And Tito came with the DJ, and he had the Papa shot going on inside the clubhouse. I guess the question I ask, is there things, I mean, Rick, you played, are there things that a manager can do to lighten the mood and kind of trick guys, as Corey Kluber said last night, and they're not realizing how tired they may be?
Well, it seemed to work last year when they did that.
Definitely worked last year.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, I just don't know how you come to it. And I remember last year where he said him and Millsy were talking about it, and they decided to, well, let's get that done.
This ball carries pretty well to deep center, and a nice play made by Phillips. I'm not sure if he got a real good read on that ball, but he recovered in time to make the play. 2 down.
Well, I'll tell you, the route wasn't very good because then that ball beat him. It kept going. I think it was hit harder than he thought it was, but he stayed with it, stayed on track, and it shows you how big this outfield is. in right center field. He was breaking over like he was going to cut it off, and he ends up having to break back. But he catches it, and it's out number 2. I think sometimes, you know what you have to do in this game is sometimes you just got to get away from the game itself, you know, and not think about it. And it's hard to do when you're playing every day. But you have to make it a point.
Weak ground ball and a 1-2-3 inning for Jorge Lopez. 1-0 Kansas City. Later in the game for our Miller Lite Hold True moment. Drew Butera leads off the bottom of the 3rd for Kansas City. This is only the 2nd game that he has started in the last 14 games the Royals have played. So, I mean, that's truly, you're getting one day a week to play.
Sure. And even though he is in the ball game, Perez is in there as a DH. They can't take the bat out of the lineup. You know, we've always said that could be a pretty good life when you've got an excellent starting catcher like you have with Salvador Perez, and you're the backup. You're not going to get a whole lot of playing time, and you're just going to, you can sit down and watch a lot of baseball. Not that you necessarily want it that way. That's just the way it is. You're not going to get to play many games. But when the number's called, you've got to do a good job of calling the game, throwing out base runners, and anything offensively is a bonus.
3-1 pitch was chopped to 3rd, and Jose Ramirez makes the play. 1 down.
Well, 12,500 fans will receive an Edwin Encarnacion bobblehead. That'll be courtesy of NOCO. The Indians will host the Minnesota Twins. That'll take place Wednesday. Grab a $15 district ticket presented by Sports Time, or a $15 KeyBank Kids ticket. They're online only. Enjoy the ball game out at the ballpark. Get your tickets at Indians.com or use the ballpark app.
Nice long homestand coming up for the Indians.
Yeah, it'll take us through Labor Day.
Right center field. Melky Cabrera, the right fielder, and Greg Allen calls him off, 2 away.
Start dead batteries with Milco.
The Indians are finishing up a stretch of baseball today in which they have played 13 of their last 16 games on the road. So it will be a welcome feeling to be at home for 3 different teams. They'll have 3 against Minnesota, 3 against Tampa Bay, and then 3 against these Royals before they head out of town.
North of the border.
Yeah. Only 2 road trips left after today's game. Alex Gordon, fly to left his only time up. It was a leadoff home run by Whit Merrifield in the first. That's been it. One and 2, the count on Alex Gordon. Slowed it down. Breaking ball is pulled foul. Elevated the fastball, but way up out of the zone. 2 and 2. And he just locked him up with a great fastball, and that's 5 Ks now for Bieber. The Royals go 1-2-3. We move to the 4th, 1-0 Kansas City. Here at Kauffman Stadium, 91 at game time. But it is muggy. Jose Ramirez will lead off for Cleveland. Upstairs, ball 1. Jose called out on strikes his first time up. Jorge Lopez has walked 1, struck out 2. He's given up just 1 hit.
and been throwing a lot of strikes. 27 of his 42 pitches have been in the zone. Yes,
Yeah,
he
he
did.
just went down swinging at a pitch in the dirt. Time for a game break. Let's go back to Cleveland. Here's Al Pawlowski. Pretty impressive.
Yes,
anytime
it is.
you can homer in 7 straight.
Solid week of going deep. That is very impressive.
And at this point in the season, as everything we've just been talking about, guys are dragging. Sometimes that lumber feels a little heavier. He's locked in. The 0-2 to Edwin.
Well, there you'll see Kevin Minch, Barry Bonds, and Jimmy Thome back in 2002. That's a short list.
The 1-2. Edwin fouls it back. Tell you something about that series at Fenway. The Indians and Red Sox have not been themselves since. Boston losing again today to Tampa Bay, 6-1 in the 6th inning. Blake Snell has shut down the Red Sox.
Ooh, that guy's had a nice year too.
2-2. Upstairs and a full count. Tampa Bay gunning for their 8th straight win. We'll see them in Cleveland on this next homestand. In fact, next Saturday, the Indians will host Tampa, and it'll be 1948 jersey giveaway. 70 years ago since the Indians were last world champions, and the 1948 jersey will be the giveaway with fireworks show once again.
Yeah, it should be a nice one.
Yeah. Edwin draws a walk. Indians have the 3 against Minnesota, weekend against Tampa, and then Kansas City comes to town. They'll hit the road, then come right back for another long homestand.
And that'll be it for the home schedule.
Yonder Alonso, fly to left, his only time up.
Yeah, I remember talking back at the All-Star break where he said, boy, you know, the season usually flies after the break. Well, it should have, because at the break was 95 games.
Right. I noticed that, you know, they released the schedule for next year, and I noticed that it'll go back to a normal
week earlier.
Yeah, a normal All-Star break where you're.
Yep.
This year, for whatever reason, just the way I guess the calendar fell, it was a little bit later.
And of course, that All-Star game will be in Cleveland.
It'll be a big year. To Alonso is fouled off to the left. Wonder if Pitbull was aware that Yonder hit.
Oh, I bet he was. I bet,
on Friday
yes,
night.
I'll bet you he was.
Mr. 305.
After he got the approval to wear it, I would have to think you have to watch, wouldn't you, for the 3 games? Or pay attention?
Yonder smokes another one. This one's in the alley, and it's going to go all the way just shy of the track. He's going to go for two. Gordon's got a good arm, but it's cut off, and the throw is not in time. Alonso's got a double, and the Indians finally set something up. Second and third with one out here in the fourth inning.
Boy, Alonso just barely made it into second base, and that ball plugged the gap in right center field. Didn't quite get to the wall, but he had a good pitch to hit. And he split the outfielders by the time Gordon and Phillips get over there. Let's see who gets it in. It's Gordon on the backhand. He throws it all the way in, and here comes Alonso. Boy, lumbering in there, but he beats the throw. For him, that'll be his 18th double. Now the Indians with a chance to tie it.
Melky Cabrera, the batter, he walked his first time up. And Lopez starts him off with an off-speed pitch for strike one. Alonso leading the Indians with 4 hits in the series. And now Melky Cabrera shoots one into right field. That ties the game as Edwin scores from third, and Alonso stops at third base. Melky Cabrera
and the Milkmen.
27th run batted in on the year.
They're rising. They get a tip of the cap. So Cabrera stays hot. He ties the game. And everybody moves up. He got the breaking ball, and I was wondering if these guys are going to start sitting on that pitch a second time through. He's gone to it a lot. And they can only advance one base, but they tie the game up.
Jason Kipnis, he had the tough luck today at a line drive to center field his first time up, but it was trapped by the center fielder. But instead of getting a hit, it was a fielder's choice, because by the time the umpires had made a call, Melky Cabrera was headed back to first, and they easily forced him out at second base. It's one of those odd plays. And a foul back out of play to even the count at 1-1. Down on the dirt, nice pick by Butera. 2 balls and a strike. Tie game. The Indians getting on the board here in the fourth inning. And runners at first and third with 1 out. Right back up the middle and into center field. The Indians take the lead. Alonso comes home to score as Jason Kipnis delivers the Indians' 3rd consecutive hit in the inning.
Well, there you go. There's no doubt about this one. He's going to hit a line drive out over the plate. A little two-seam fastball. Goes right back up the middle. He'll get the RBI. The Indians will take a lead. That's RBI number 50 for Jason.
Cal Eldred, the Kansas City pitching coach, makes his first appearance of the game. Corn-fed.
Start dead batteries with NOCO.
Roberto Perez will be the batter, with Indians at first and second and 1 out. Jorge Lopez had shut down the Indians on just 1 hit coming into the inning. Struck out Jose Ramirez for the 2nd time today to start this inning. But then a walk to Encarnacion, and then 3 straight hits, and the Indians have taken a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, you did them a favor. You walked somebody, and then all of a sudden they were able to take advantage of it.
Starts him off with a breaking ball, but he missed inside. Fouled off. Roberto drove one to the opposite field his first time up, and it gave Alex Gordon some problems, but he did make the catch on the warning track. Pushed him off the plate, and it's 2-1. Gordon normally a left fielder, but he's in right today with O'Hearn playing in left.
A little different angle, the exact opposite when you're in left field. That ball slices to the line off the right-hander's bat. Little different look.
I guess it makes a lot of sense, though, for Ned Yost. Ryan O'Hearn does not have a great throwing arm. Gordon does, so you'd rather have the guy with a weaker arm in left.
Trust the Gold Glover. You can move him around. This kid's just probably out there, and you're trying to hide him in left to get him at bats.
Well, a good at bat for Roberto Perez. He's put himself in best possible situation here at 3-1. Greg Allen on deck. Some stirring in the KC bullpen, but nobody throwing. And the 3-1 pitch. Fouled off, full count. Melky Cabrera is the runner at second base. Jason Kipnis down at first. Called. 2-1, Indians on top here in the fourth. Three-two. Slow breaking ball, he missed, and it's ball four. The bases are loaded. It's the second walk in the inning, and 5 straight have now reached for Cleveland.
Well, that's not the guy you wanted to walk if you're Lopez. That's the guy you wanted to get out here. Now you have a tough guy to double up if you do get your ground ball with Allen.
Well, this Indians team has had a penchant for the big inning, and this has the makings of one right now.
Yes, this one can get out of control here in a hurry for Kansas City.
Greg Allen with Lindor to follow. Off-speed pitch gets in for strike one.
The last 5 have reached.
Shoots it to left field. Fair ball down the line it goes. Cabrera scores. Kipnis scores. Roberto goes to third. Into second with a 2-run double is Greg Allen, and it's 4-1 Cleveland.
And he just served that one to left field. That's 15 love. I mean, you couldn't have placed it any better. Off the end of the bat, and it stayed fair. And it's starting to wiggle away and go over to the seats. And 2 score. Allen gets his 12th and 13th RBI.
And now Kansas City will bring the infield in with first base open and Lindor at the plate. Frankie is 0 for 2, but he's hit the ball hard both times up today. Once he flied to deep right. Last time up he flied to deep center. In the dirt, it goes to the backstop. Coming home to score is Perez. 5-1 Cleveland. Allen moves to third on the wild pitch.
So it's a 5-run inning. On the wild pitch, his second of the year, and this looked like it might have been a changeup. He spiked down into the ground. The runner's able to move up. Number 19, I believe, for 5-run innings for the Tribe this year.
Way outside, 2-0. Royals get some action now finally in their bullpen. But Lindor trying to add to the Indians' lead right here, the 2-0. Just did catch the outside corner, says home plate umpire Gary Cederstrom.
Yeah, that's not a pitch you want to swing at. That's a pitcher's pitch right there.
And Lindor goes down and chases one. 2-2. Hard to believe, but in the last 13 games, Lindor has 1 extra base hit. And he chases one and strikes out.
Well, let's check out Allen's swing and look at it. 63 miles per hour, but it's placed beautifully. Doesn't matter how hard you get the runs in. It opened up for a big inning.
Isn't the U.S. Open next weekend?
Yes, it is. It's
1 for 2 is Michael Brantley. Ninth man to bat in the inning. Birch Smith heating up in a hurry for Kansas City. But the Indians have already scored 5 in the frame. Times the Indians have scored 5 runs in an inning. Boston leading the way. But they may not be done yet here with 5 in and a runner at third. Brantley trying to serve it the other way, but it's foul and out of play. Missed outside. This will be the 40th pitch of the inning. And Brantley chops it to second base. And the inning is over. The Indians send 9 men to the plate. 6 straight reach, 5 score. And the Indians now lead it 5-1.
and host the Tampa Bay Rays. They will be in on Friday night, 31st. Fans 21 and over get to the game early. Enjoy $2 domestic beers out in the district. And you can get your tickets at Indians.com or use the ballpark app. And there will be a fireworks display to follow that one Friday night.
Salvador Perez struck out swinging his first time up. That was in the first inning. Shane Bieber gave up a leadoff homer to Whit Merrifield, but only one hit since then. Tampa Bay now leads Boston 7-1 in the 6th inning down in St. Pete. You know, going back, the way this game began, Shane Bieber took the mound in the first inning, and in his warm-up pitches, 3 of them didn't even make it to the catcher. And then he gives up the leadoff homer to Merrifield, and you're thinking, uh-oh, it might be one of those days. Maybe he just doesn't have the command, maybe he just doesn't have a feel. That ball's blasted high in the air, deep left center, and it's gone again. This time it's Salvador Perez. That's almost an instant replay of the home run Whit Merrifield hit back in the first inning. And that makes it 5-2. Home run number 23 for Salvador Perez, the second home run in this series. I was just about to say, after that leadoff homer, he really settled in nicely.
Which he really did, but then again, you look at the location, it's right down the middle. That's pretty much the same spot. That one was a little more inside than the one that he threw to Merrifield, and both those balls left the yard. So they have 3 hits. All 3 hits have been extra base hits. The other one a double from Escobar that was down the line and left.
Slowed it down, and Duda's way out in front of it. But a 5-run inning has at least given Bieber a little cushion. Oh, and 2. Duda strikes out. That gives Shane Bieber now 6 strikeouts on the day.
There's one that is going to be rocked 435 feet. Both of them. And that's what happens. You leave the ball middle of the plate to good hitters. They can take you a long way.
Hunter Dozier struck out his only time up. Shane Bieber now has 82 strikeouts on the year in 77 2/3 innings of work. Weak ground ball hit to short. Lindor scoops it. Off balance throw is on the money. 2 away. That'll bring up Ryan O'Hearn, who was called out on strikes his first time up.
Yeah, Bieber stayed inside on him for the most of the at-bat.
Starts him off with a really nice curveball for strike 1. Came right back with it again. It's 0-2. Fastball misses downstairs.
Tried to really just take him off the breaking ball and speed it up and try and make a perfect pitch on the inside, which was in off the plate. See if they come back and go breaking ball. They did not.
Right back to him, and Bieber with a flip to first. The side is retired. Couple of solo homers for Kansas City today, but the Indians lead it 5-2. Sorrento, the perfect getaway vehicle. Visit KiaDealers.com to learn more. Buy Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And buy your Chevy Network dealers. Visit ClickChevy.com. Chevrolet, find new roads. Ned Yost has made the Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Right-hander Birch Smith is coming on in relief of Jorge Lopez, who went 4 innings. 3 really good innings, 1 really bad one.
Smith will be appearing against the Indians for the 3rd time this year. He's pitched 2 2/3 innings with zeros across the board.
Last time out, he pitched 3 innings against Tampa Bay. So he's in here maybe to try to fill a few innings for Kansas City. Royals have a 3-man shift on the right side of the infield for Lindor, or for Ramirez, and he drives one to center field where Phillips makes the catch. Our in-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. In the 4th, Melky Cabrera started the scoring with an RBI single. Jason Kipnis gave the Indians the lead. A wild pitch brought home another run, and then Greg Allen punches one to left, and the Indians scored 2 more. 5 runs in all. That inning started with a walk to Edwin Encarnacion with 1 out. Hand came off the bat as he swung through it. Three on the left side of the infield for Kansas City. As Edwin looks at a ball outside, it's 3-1. And a full count.
Hand came off the bat again. I thought everything was A-OK with the hand. We'll see.
That hand coming off the bat is what led to the bicep issue. Bert Smith strikes him out, 2 down. Cleveland Clinic is hosting its inaugural Family Day celebration of caregivers at Progressive Field to recognize all their exceptional work. Caregivers and their families have had the opportunity to enjoy family-friendly activities. They're running the bases, playing catch on the field. They've had a watch party to watch the ball game on the big screen, all provided by the Cleveland Indians. Hope everybody's having a great time at the ball yard today.
Yes, indeed. Enjoy it.
And the Indians have finally responded for the first time in this series with some fireworks, scoring 5 times in the 4th. Yonder Alonso doubled and scored in that 4th inning. In off the plate, 2-2. Struck him out. Indians go 1-2-3. We're halfway through. Kansas City coming to bat with the Indians up 5-2. Up for Kansas City. Alcides Escobar to lead it off as Shane Bieber gets ready to make his 60th pitch of the afternoon. 42 of his 59 pitches have been strikes.
Bieber again has been in command. He's had a nice breaking ball today to go with his fastball that he's locating. He made a couple of mistakes and left a couple of pitches middle of the plate, and that's been the damage done to him. The 2 home runs, one to Merrifield, one to Perez. Other than that, again, he's been in command. He hasn't walked anybody. That doesn't surprise us.
That was a good curveball in for a strike, and he's up 1-2. Escobar yanked one down the line in the 2nd inning for a double.
Yeah, he missed his location on that pitch. It was a fastball away that they tried to go outside with.
This time it's hit right to Ramirez, and he boots it.
Boy, oh boy. You talk about just the looks, man. They just routine right there for him, and he boots it. That'll be an error. They do need an off day, and I mean in a hurry. That ball just ate him up. So the inning will start off with the first error of the ball game.
Brett Phillips struck out on 3 pitches his first time up. And he bangs one in the hole. So now the Royals come right back. The error has given them some life. They've got 2 on, nobody out. If they weren't down 3, you'd think this was an obvious sacrifice situation.
Well, you're still in the middle part of the ball game. It could be in this situation. We'll see how Ned wants to play it. You've got your good hitter Merrifield on deck. You get back to the top of the lineup just to try and cut into that lead. But does he want to give up an out? That's the question. With a guy that doesn't play a whole lot, they may want to just move the runners and try and take their best chances. But no, he gives him the green light, and he's swinging. Another way to look at it too. They've got nothing to lose. Go ahead and swing it. Let's try and have a big inning. What do we want to give them an out for?
Maybe 2.
That is 2.
They turn it. Escobar to third.
So Bieber makes his pitch. Good job picking up your defense.
4th double play this year Butera has hit into.
That's the breaking ball right to the shortstop. It's the way you draw it up. The quick flip, the turn. 2 for the price of 1. They had 3 of those yesterday.
Whit Merrifield homered in the 1st, fly to center in the 3rd. And a first pitch curveball on the outside corner for a strike. You mentioned that the cloud cover gave us a little respite here early on, but that sun has been forcing its way through the clouds and heating things up even more. And just a bit outside with his good fastball. That is a perfect pitch.
You're going to see the slider away, and you talk about right on the outside edge. That is well executed.
High fastball, tried to get him to elevate the. Hey, remember last time he did, he chased after it.
3-1 pitch. Yes, he did in his first at bat.
That fastball low and away, full count. To left, Brantley makes the catch. So Bieber gets out of trouble in the 5th, and it remains 5-2 Cleveland.
Rewards. Today's Tribe Rewards code is Cookie. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Carrasco will be on the mound when the Indians open the homestand Tuesday night against the Minnesota Twins. We'll have that game for you here on Sports Time Ohio, and hope to see you down at the ballpark. What is he doing?
He's checking the temperatures, sirs. There's air conditioning right underneath there where he's going.
Okay.
You know, it's Cookie's off day.
Oh, I see. He's got a thermometer, huh?
He has a thermometer. He wanted to see what it was on the field. Then he wanted to see what the air conditioning.
Melky Cabrera shoots one to
baby.
left. He's got another base hit, his second of the day.
That's the magic wand working right now. He's been on all 3 times. Walked in the first. RBI single in his second at bat, and then nice going inside. The Milkmen are happy. I didn't know they delivered on Sunday, but they sure do. Watch him go inside out on this one. Really a nice job of hitting. That's hit number 6 for the Indians.
You know, for Melky, this has been a homecoming. This is one of the places he's played for a while. And the one thing I've learned about Melky is he appreciates the time that he has. I don't know if he knows those guys, but he appreciates being back here at Kauffman Stadium. He just said this is a big part of his career when he was here, and just kind of helped turn him into the player that he is right now. So he appreciates being back here.
And I think he appreciates the Milkmen with a little dairy refreshment here in the middle of the game.
I was going to ask you guys, you think these guys are just KC guys that have always been milkmen and they just threw the
I don't know. Those are pretty legit uniforms.
They are
got.
unbelievable uniforms.
They look like admirals sitting down there in the seats.
Hope we see him in Cleveland.
They got the shades on. That's beautiful.
Got the number 53. Well, here's Jason Kipnis, an RBI single and a run scored in the 4th inning. Up here with a 3-0 count. Cabrera was on the bag, but Bert Smith threw over anyway. Here's another bloop to left field, and that's going to fall. Well, the Indians are wearing out that patch of grass. That's the 3rd time that the Indians have just flared one into shallow left for a base hit.
Well, there you go. You don't have to hit it hard. Just hit it where they ain't. And this one was sliced down the line. 3-1 count in his favor. Back-to-back singles. And now they've got to start to this 6th inning where they can add on to a 5-2 lead. And again, it's going to be this bottom part of the lineup doing the legwork.
Roberto Perez walked and came around to score on a wild pitch in the 4th. He squares, bunts it, and they'll take the out on the sacrifice. One away. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Big blow for the Oakland A's. They lose Sean Manaea to the DL. Oakland began the day just a game and a half back of front-running Houston in the AL West. But man, that is a key loss for them.
Yeah, they can win to play Houston, I think, tomorrow too.
Question for you boys: is this it for Bartolo? He did pick up the win, didn't he? To make him the
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he
winning.
passed, he passed El Presidente.
So could that be it for the big man?
We've been saying yes for 10 years, but he keeps coming back. I don't know. Teams keep giving him an opportunity. I say yes again.
Good point.
For the 10th time.
If somebody pays him, he'll be back, I guess.
He's
No doubt.
He's Michael Myers.
I'm back.
2nd and 3rd. 1 out. Infield in. Greg Allen takes 1-1. 5-2, Cleveland leading it. I can't believe how deep O'Hearn is in left.
Well, he's not truly a left fielder, I don't think so. But I see what you're saying, because he
just
doesn't drive the ball that way.
Well, and the way the Indians have been flaring him over there, you would think it would automatically have to bring you in.
Well, it's a scary
I know.
feeling when you look behind you and there's a lot of fence there. You know what I mean? You're far away from the fence. You're always afraid of that ball getting hit over your head.
Greg shoots it that way, slicing foul, and that will find the seats.
But in this situation, with this hitter at the plate, he doesn't drive the ball in the left field. I mean, he may, if he hits it good, it's going to be a line drive, and he'll be breaking in no matter what.
He's shortened up a little bit now. Bert Smith ready, the 2-2. Greg grounds it to second base. Melky's not running. And a wise decision, 2 down. Got some birthdays today?
Sure do. We got Carol Edwards turning 80 from Louisville. We have John Gilchrist, 89 from Cleveland. Tom Bomber Gallagher is 75 from Brooklyn. Sandra Pitts, 71 from Avon. And last but not least, Riley Nemi turning 16 already.
Happy birthday, Riles.
Happy birthday to you all. He's out on the West Coast, so Riley, happy birthday to you, my friend.
One more here. Jeanette Collins and Lyndhurst is turning 95 today. Francisco Lindor 0 for 3 on the afternoon. He had a runner third, 1 out last inning, or 2 innings ago, and struck out. Now he's got second and third, 2 down.
Well, this will pick him up. Get a base hit with 2 outs. That'll pick you up. That'll pick the team up.
Fouled one right back. Well, that was a good fastball. They count a ball and 2 strikes. And that's just foul at the first base side. It looks to me like Lindor's in one of those spells like we see all hitters go through. He's trying to hit his way out of his slump. He's not patient. He's trying to hit
swinging at everything.
Throwing at him.
Yeah. Thinking that you can put everything in play. That's true. That's fatigue.
Fastball down and in, and he missed. A good take, 2-2. The Milkman is at third. Jason Kipnis at second base. 2 down here in the 6th. Out of play again. Now time as Butera wants to go out and talk to Smith. Don't forget, our next game on television will come your way on Tuesday when Carlos Carrasco goes for the Indians against Kyle Gibson. Our coverage will begin at 6:30 with Indians Live. First pitch at 7 on Sports Time Ohio and streaming on Fox Sports Go. So a much, I think, a very welcome day off for a lot of the players tomorrow. Come back fresh and energized, ready to go on Tuesday. Trying to grind out a series ending, road trip ending win here today in Kansas City, leading at 5-2. Now a full count for Lindor.
Well, I think Buter must have just said, don't give in here. You have first base open. Make him hit your pitch. It's a full count now.
Slowed it down, and Lindor with a base hit into right field. That's going to score 2. Cabrera and Kipnis both come home, and Lindor delivers with a 2-out, 2-run single to make it 7-2 Cleveland.
They didn't give in. He did a nice job of keeping his hands back and hitting that line drive, and you can see it gets under Duda's glove. This is ball out of the zone. If he takes it, it's going to be a ball 4. But it stayed up enough where he just smoked it under the glove of Duda. So a nice 2-out base hit right there to pick up a couple of runs for Lindor.
Second time in that at bat that Lindor went after a pitch in which he dropped to a knee to swing at it. That time he was able to make contact and drive it through. Now the Indians lead it by 5 here in inning number 6. In off the plate. Maybe a little low, 2-0. And now Michael Brantley ropes one in the left. Lindor stops at second base. Michael's second hit of the day and his 4th hit in the series.
41st multi-hit game for Michael. He continues. And there you'll see the fastball away. Stays on it. 9 hits now for the Indians. We'll see if Hosey can get something going here for his psyche.
Boy, Birch Smith, 1, 2, 3 in the 5th inning, struck out a pair. He had 2 outs. Chance to get out of the inning with Lindor down to his last strike. But Frankie gets the 2-run knock.
Yeah, didn't even throw him a strike. He got a base hit on a ball out of the strike zone.
Jose Ramirez with a ground ball backhanded by Merrifield, and the inning is over. But the Indians tack on 2 here in the 6th. Francisco Lindor delivers. It's 7-2 Cleveland.
jersey, courtesy of Meritech, as the Indians will host the Rays. Fans 21 and over get to the game early. Enjoy $2 domestic beers out in the district. Stay after the game. You've got a big band / Rat Pack fireworks display going on. Get your tickets at Indians.com.
Alex Gordon leads off the 6th for Kansas City. 0 for 2 today as flied out struck out. And a swing and a miss. Yanked. Fair. Gordon is into second base with a leadoff double.
From a slow hook right here, and he was able to keep his hands back and then drilled it down the line. Looked like it almost got some chalk. Came awfully close. Right on the line, down into the corner. Gordon will get his 16th double. Start this inning off here in the 6th with a base runner aboard.
Salvador Perez homered his last time up. 23rd of the season.
Watch that fastball, middle of the plate, and he took advantage of it and jumped all over it. He's got great power. He stays on the middle part of that field, and I know this is a big ballpark, but he's a big man, and he can hit it out of anywhere in this ballpark.
Good block by Roberto. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pulled foul. Double barrel action now begins in the Cleveland bullpen. Bieber 78 pitches on the afternoon. Bright sunshine now here in KC. Salvador Perez becomes the 7th strikeout victim of the day for Shane Bieber. Watch this again. Jelly leg action.
Yeah, it sure is. He just froze him. Couldn't pull the trigger. 7 strikeouts. 3 of the 7 have been called.
And now Roberto Perez is going to go out for a chat.
The boys look like they're ready out in the bullpen.
And big Lucas Duda 0 for 2 today. Struck out his last time up, taking a pitch for a strike. Low and away. Lucas Duda sends one to deep right field and goodbye. He's had himself a series. His second home run in as many games. That gives Kansas City a little bit of life. It's now 7-4. 13th homer of the year. And Duda now 47 runs batted in.
Yeah, this is going to be the first breaking ball hit out of the ballpark today. Had the 2 fastballs, but there's one that stays up and away, and the big left-hander took advantage. So 3 homers allowed today by Bieber, and that's going to end his afternoon.
5 1/3 innings for Shane Bieber. 84 pitches in all. And Oliver Perez is coming on when we come back. Now as Oliver Perez comes on, protecting a 3-run lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Hunter Dozier struck out in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th. And he slaps one in the air right field. Melky Cabrera, 2 down. The Indians press notes as of this date in Indians history, 1940. Bob Feller came out of the bullpen, went 2 2/3 to preserve a win for Mel Harder. It was the 3rd save of the year for Feller. But more interesting, that was an 11-game road trip. Back then they're traveling by train.
Right.
So think about this. So on August the 20th, Feller goes 7 innings at Fenway, beats the Red Sox. Comes back 4 days later, goes 8 1/3 innings at the Yankees, takes the loss, struck out 9. 2 days later, he comes out of the bullpen in Washington to save the game for Harder. And 4 days later, in Chicago, he punches out 10 to win his 23rd game of the year.
Yeah, I was going to say he probably came out on his day of work or a side session, you know, that you work on the side. That's what they used to do in those days. They'd bring some of those guys back as starters.
Oliver Perez does the job. And we go to the 7th inning with the Indians in front, 7-4. Your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by the injury lawyers at Elk & Elk. Proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. It's called Cruise to the K, a classic car show. It's the 9th annual event they've done here at Kauffman Stadium. And we've been here for at least a couple of them.
I know, that's true, we have.
It's
Very
a
nice
pretty
looking
cool
cars.
Pretty cool little setup. And if you buy a ticket for the event, it includes a couple of tickets to the game, T-shirt, whole deal. And they had some pretty cool old school classics. Saw GTO out there. I'll tell you what, we passed a sweet Cadillac coming in here today on the road. I don't know if he was headed to the car show or not. Center field Phillips really fighting the sun. And it came out at the last minute. You could see him sort of readjust. I don't think he saw it there for a little while.
It is a very tough sun field here. And I mean, that ball was hit up in the air and he's got the glove up. He has the glasses down. That is a battle, folks. You're looking up into the sky.
Wow.
And you know, I don't know if it's still the same way because they reconstructed the booths here, you know, the television, but the glare off the windows here in day games used to be awfully tough too sometimes.
Yonder Alonso tried to beat the shift, but he cannot as Merrifield made a good play on it. 2 away. Oh, and coming up on Sunday, September 2nd, we got cars in Cleveland. Bernie Marino Company, sponsored by A.B. Bernstein. Music, food, activities for the whole family, 11 to 3. Don't miss it. Look at that.
Is that you?
I don't know. That's just mean. You like that first one. You like that old school Corvette, didn't you?
Well, they're all pretty nice looking cars, and ones that we watched growing up. The old muscle cars. It's amazing what some of those things are worth nowadays. The old collectors, they take that very personally.
Remember Grady Sizemore had that, was it a Lincoln with the suicide doors?
Yes, it was.
.30 pitch, and there's ball 4.
Well, he wasn't going to give the milkman much to hit, but he's been on all 4 times.
T-Mobile built for baseball. Jason Kipnis first time up. Robbery. It was a hit, but nobody could tell, and the umpire didn't signal till late, and it wound up being a fielder's choice. So then he says, heck with that. It's going to drive one right back up the middle. And then he flares one in the left. So the baseball gods even things out. He said, yeah, that's 2. Should be 3, but it's 2.
Well, get 3 right here.
To center field. Going back is Phillips. He's having trouble with the sun again, and he can't find it. Jason Kipnis says, hallelujah, Hollywood, finally. Some breaks going his way, and a run comes home as Cabrera scores all the way from first. It's going to be a 2-out RBI double for Kipnis, and the Indians lead it now 8-4.
This one a little tougher into the sun. It wasn't hit as high, and he's protecting. He has his glove up. It's just nothing you can do about it. He just misses it out of his reach. It'll go as a double and an RBI. So there it is. That's his 3rd.
Up high to Roberto Perez. Fly to deep right in the 2nd. Walked and scored in the 4th. And then laid down a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Look at this. Kipnis is taken off for 3rd, and he's got a stolen base. That'll be his 6th of the year.
Well, you see, there's nobody back there. Middle infielders aren't even thinking about him with 2 outs.
And the pitcher never looked at him,
Yeah.
so he figured, well.
So if you're going to give me 3rd base, I'm going to take it.
My son just texted me and said that yellow Mustang is what they call a Boss 302.
Oh, yeah?
He said it's a beast in the quarter mile.
He likes his cars, doesn't he?
I just thought it looked cool. Roberto draws the walk. And Ned Yost has seen enough of Bert Smith. So we've got a timeout in Kansas City. Another run is in. The Indians with 5 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th. They've added a run here in the 7th. They lead it 8-4. You just hope and pray that you can see it again.
Really, if you can get over and help me out, please do, because anything hit directly at me, I can't see. That's a bad feeling when you're an outfielder and you know if that ball goes in the air, that's where you hope that they don't hit it to you. Hit it left or right.
Well, and at least, you know, if it's a pop-up shallow, you know it's going to hit and just stop. When you're going back to the wall like that, you're thinking, oh man, this is not going to be good if I don't catch
and
this ball.
if they have base runners on too,
yeah,
you start hitting the panic button.
New pitcher for Kansas City. Greg Allen, the batter, 1 for 3. He had a 2-run double in the 4th. Allen shooting one to left field again, down the line. It's a foul ball. Kevin McCarthy is the Kansas City pitcher. Pitched the scoreless 7th inning Friday night. Greg has now collected hit in 17 of his last 19 games. Comes up empty, 0-2. And a ground ball right to the shortstop. And the flip for the force ends the inning. Stretch time in Kansas City. It's now Cleveland 8, Kansas City 4. Miller Lite, hold true moment. Go down to a knee, scoop one off the ground, drive it into the hole.
Yeah, that was on a full count. Would have been ball 4, but that was a big hit, man, driving in a pair. So he ended up getting that base knock. That was a big one at the time. Kansas City came back and scored 2 in that bottom half of the inning.
Well, as you watch that Lindor hit, that was a big hit before the game today. There's some talk to Terry Francona about would he move Jose Ramirez to second base and give Jason Kipnis some time off. And he says that they've talked about it and it's been thought about, but he says there's not enough versatility if you would put Eric Gonzalez at second base, and because Kipnis can't play shortstop or can't play third. And he said last year was different because of injuries. The other thing that he said was they haven't asked Jose to move and take balls anywhere else. And Tito said he's one of the best players in baseball right now. He's an MVP candidate, and he doesn't want to put him at second base if he's not ready for it, because he doesn't want him to get injured or hurt taking a throw at second because he's not ready to be there. Now, some would laugh at that, but Arch, Matt, he feels at this point in time, this deep in the season, let Jose be where he's at. Let Jose continue doing what he's doing, and they'll work through their problems wherever else they feel like they have them.
You're 130 games into the season. I agree, unless there's an injury that forces you to change things up. Why would you change now?
You wouldn't.
And that's where Tito is at with it. Tito feels like he's their third baseman. He says if they're going to move him next year or something else, that's something to talk about in the offseason. But this deep in the season, he's his third baseman.
Andre, you hydrating down there?
It's hot, man. But I'm hydrated. I'm good. I'm built for this.
You're built for this.
Come on down here.
That's your neighborhood. That's Dre's neighborhood down there, man.
Here's a ground ball to Ramirez. Oh, he played that nicely. That ball could have eaten him up. One away.
Yeah, that was a tough play, having to sort of backpedal. Wanted to come in and try and get it, but once you have to stop and wait for that ball to bounce, makes it a lot tougher to catch, and he had to do it off on the side. He already made one error today. It looked like Frankie had something to say to him about it, too.
Brett Phillips, base hit his last time up. Swung at the first pitch. Swings at the first pitch here, but comes up empty. That base hit for Phillips snapped an 0 for 20 slump.
Yeah, that's a pitch he's going to have to lay off. The pitch that we've seen he's been swinging at, a high fastball. Can't really catch up to it. And he swings through it a lot, but he just took that one for a ball.
Two 2-1. Couldn't help himself, and that evens the count. Missed inside, and I think Roberto missed that ball as well.
He sure did. How are you supposed to catch it? I mean, hit it if the catcher can't catch it. It's inside. It went off his leg and ricocheted off his toe.
Now the full count. Slowed it down and struck him out looking. Oliver Perez retires all 4 that he faces here this afternoon, and Tito will go back to the bullpen with 2 down here in the 7th. And let's see, will it be Adam Simber? It will indeed be the right-handed side armor when we come back. Simber coming on to pitch. He'll be facing the Kansas City catcher Drew Butera, who was 0 for 2 today. Right back to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Simber deals. And it's popped to center field. And Greg Allen survives the sun to make the catch. Royals go in order. We go to the 8-4 Cleveland. Thanks, Al Jensen. Enjoy that climate-controlled environment, boys, because it is downright swampy here today in KC, Missouri. Lindor leads it off with a slap the other way, and that's his 2nd straight hit in the ballgame.
Newberry coming on, his first pitch, 4th time coming on into a ball game this year. First pitch, though, is served into left field for a base hit. Lindor. That's his, what, 50th 2-hit game, multi-hit game, I should say.
Michael Brantley has 2 hits today. just saw where they've got a heat advisory in effect here for Kansas City till 7 o'clock tonight. The heat index has pushed it up to 100 degrees. Give these fans credit, man.
Well, those ones still in the first base side are still sitting in the sun.
Now those guys got it right. They've just got frozen ice bottles. Newberry's pitch is up and away. 3-0 the count on Brantley.
Well, that's when you're a defender out there and you're saying, come on, man, throw strikes. Don't fall behind. Make him swing the bat.
Well, he didn't throw one to Brantley, and the first two have reached here to start the 8th for Cleveland. Indians fans, follow us on Instagram to keep up with game highlights, here from players before and after the games, and catch fun moments on and off the field. Follow us at SportsTime Ohio. Jose Ramirez, been a tough weekend at the plate. 1 for 11 in the series. Ramirez with the Enriquito moniker on the back of his jersey. He's had many different nicknames with the ball club, but he chose to wear this one to pay tribute to his father. His dad's name is Enrique, and he says it was his dad who pushed him to not let his short stature ever keep him from pursuing his dreams of becoming a major league player. Dad's got to be some kind of proud. The 1-1 just did catch the outside corner.
Well, I'm sure his dad's proud, and he also said he was hoping this would break him out of his slump. Now, you remember the other name he wanted to use last year and was not allowed, unlike Yonder Alonso, who had some fun.
Called Mini-Me?
Mini-Me is what most of the guys still call him to this day, but he can't get it.
Copyright violations?
You got it.
Oh, look at this. You talk about a tough weekend at the plate. He finally gets one on the barrel, and it ends up a double play.
Nothing you can do. Line drive right at him. Duda comes in, catches it, and just jogs to the bag, gets the double play ball.
That'll bring up Edwin Encarnacion.
Well, they're laughing about something that happened up there.
I think the Royals players are hooting at Edwin. He takes a strike. Slow hook. And a fastball runs off the plate. Oakland beating Minnesota 6-2. They're in the 7th. Tampa Bay beat Boston 9-1 was the final. Edwin drives one deep left center field, and it is gone. A home run. Encarnacion's 28th of the year. Drives home 2 more and makes it 10-4 Cleveland. That's his 3rd home run on a road trip since he was activated from the disabled list.
And their first home run this afternoon. Number 28. There it is, a fastball out over the plate. He gave him some swinging room. He pulls it into left center field. Indians in double digits.
Yonder Alonso doubled and scored earlier today. Pulls it foul. Popped him up. Inning over. Edwin Encarnacion with his 28th home run of the season. 10-4 Cleveland. Bottom of the 8th.
Andrew pitched in game 1 of this series, went an inning, had 1 strikeout, no hits, no walks.
He'll face the top of the order with Whit Merrifield, Alex Gordon, and Salvador Perez due up. Fastball misses up high. Two and 0 the count. Ball 3. There was a fastball right down the heart of the plate. 3-1. Fair ball down the left field line. Whit Merrifield with second straight 2-hit game.
Well, they have 7 hits. 6 of the 7 have been extra base hits. He comes up and pulls the hands in on a fastball, counted in his favor, so he's looking for something he can turn on, and he does. They have 3 doubles, 3 homers this afternoon.
Alex Gordon 1 for 3. He doubled and scored his last time up. The Indians today have scored 10 runs for the 16th time in a game this season. Not surprisingly, they've won 15 of the 16 games in which they've scored at least 10 or more. And of those 16, 4 of them have now come since the All-Star break. What's more, the 10 runs scored today are more than they scored in their 4-game losing streak combined coming into today. Andrew Miller searching for some semblance of command right now. Pop to left. Long run in for Brantley. And nobody gets there.
Yeah, the wind knocked it down. You can see it's blowing. Right field out. And when you're an infielder and having to run out and that ball's getting pushed by the wind, you're looking up into the sun. It's no play. Brantley wasn't going to get there. That's going to be your best bet as an outfielder. You can see by Ramirez, he had to have his back turned to the infield. He wasn't even close to it. Just very difficult play.
Fouled right back. Miller's 3-2. And Gordon pops it to center. Greg Allen makes the catch, and the runner holds one away. Recapping our storylines today, brought to you by your Ford dealers. Lindor and Ramirez came in having had a rough go of it on the road trip. Frankie with 2 hits, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored today. And the young Royals came in with lots of momentum. They got a leadoff home run to start. But all in all, Shane Bieber pitched into the 6th inning. A lot of good. A couple of pitches probably he'd wish he had back. It's funny, the one thing that, you know, coming in, he'd only allowed 7 home runs.
Yeah.
And then they hit 3 of them today.
Yeah, well, they were mistakes. And I mean, they were hit a long way. He gave up a lot of footage when it came to the long ball. But I mean, if you look at those pitches, the first 2 were fastballs that were pretty much down the heart of the plate, and then a breaking ball.
Melky Cabrera 2 away. Merrifield will tag and go to third. And Lucas Duda will be the batter. gets a first pitch strike on a breaking ball into Lucas Duda. And now it's 0-2. Andrew Miller ran off the mound to chase Whit Merrifield back because Merrifield was about 20 feet off the bag. And he just wasn't moving. He's like, I'm not moving. There's nobody covering third.
Well, yeah, Ramirez is the closest. He's probably about 50 to 60 feet away.
He's in Kansas.
Just letting him know he's aware that, hey, I see you off of there. I didn't see it really take place. I just saw him sprint over there. I said, what's he doing? Is he getting over?
Andrew Miller with his Carolina blue spike steals, and it's a liner up the middle, spun him around, and then it got off the glove of Lindor, and it's going to be a run for the Royals. We'll see how it's scored. They're going to give him a base hit. It just handcuffed Lindor, and Kansas City makes it 10-5.
Yeah, Frankie's upset with himself because he didn't make the play. It was a hard hit ball, but look where he's located, right where he should be, up the middle. But on the backhanded play, he didn't catch it cleanly. It trickles away. He's upset because it cost Miller a run is what happened after the double. And he didn't make the play, and he wanted to throw his glove into the ground. So that'll make it a 10-5 game.
Ball was hit hard, but seems to be a bit of a generous scoring decision there.
Well, you ask Frankie, and he'll tell you the truth. He knows he should have made it. But when you're at home and you're the Royals and you've had the kind of year they have, that's a hit, buddy. They need all the hits they can get.
And the 2-0 is hit to Lindor. This time an easier play, and the inning is over. We go to the ninth. 10-5 Cleveland. Here in the ninth inning, it's time for our Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game. The Milkman had his own cheering section today, and he indeed delivered once again. 2 hits, an RBI, 3 runs scored. They walked him a couple of times, and on this base hit, he even saluted the men who came to cheer him on.
There you go. Look at they love it. Hats off to the Milkman.
Well done, man.
That's
well
beautiful.
Done.
That is beautiful. He's been on all 4 times. Couple of walks, couple of hits.
Melky leads off the ninth inning for Cleveland. Brandon Maurer, the 5th pitcher of the day for Kansas City. upstairs. And how about that third walk of the day for Cabrera? So he's been on base all 5 times in the ball game.
Well, really, I mean, there's Jose was the only one really 0 for 5, although Perez has a sacrifice, and he's walked a couple of times, so he's just 0 for 1. But they've had 12 hits.
Jason Kipnis is having himself a day. The way it started, he may have thought it's going to be another one of those days, but instead his luck turned around. A line drive single to center, a bloop single to left, and then a high drive to deep center. Phillips lost the ball in the sun and went for an RBI double. So 3 hits, 2 runs batted in, 2 runs scored. High and deep. Down the line it goes. It is off the top of the fence. It kicks back onto the field of play. Kipnis can run all day. He's got a shot at it inside the park home run. They're going to wave him home. Here's the throw to the plate. He is saved. A 2-run inside the park home run for Jason Kipnis. Now that's how you top off a great day.
Boy, oh boy, Gordon went over to make that play. He jumped up at the wall and it ricocheted over his head, and you knew it was going to be close. And the dirtbag able to get around all 4 bases and score standing up. You're right, that caps it off, a 2-run home run. Get the oxygen.
He's barely breathing hard. 4 hits for Kipnis today. 4 runs batted in, 3 runs scored. And a ground ball hit to short. Escobar flips it over. Roberto Perez is retired. 1 down. Let's take another look down the line. And it hit right at the top of the fence.
Yeah, I thought that ball was going to get out of here down at the line. There's Gordon jumping. It hit above the fence, and there's a railing that goes up. And it hit off that, and you can tell right there he was off to the races. Gordon gets it in, but not in time before Kipnis can come in and score standing up.
He didn't even bother sliding. He knew he had it all the way. That's his 2nd career inside the park home run here at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City.
The last time Gordon was playing in left field, remember he hit his head on the fence. He was going back on it. I do remember that.
That was the play. I remember Gordon hitting his head. That was Jason's the one that hit that?
Yes, it is. I mean, he came out of the ball game after that, but he hit his head and he couldn't get up, and Kipnis just kept right on running.
Oh, it's kicked at first by Duda and Greg Allen.
This is 2013. Watch this. Ooh, that's where he hit his head and he went down. And that one wasn't even close because no one able to come over and pick up the baseball.
They've charged Lucas Duda with an error on the ball that Greg hit, but yeah, Gordon was hurt on that play.
Snapped the head back, and then it ended up hitting the fence. So now this one's in right field. He made an attempt at it. That's incredible, isn't it? The guys playing right field for a rarity today. So 5 years apart between inside the Parkers.
Lindor swing and a miss. Frankie with 2 hits today, 2 runs driven in and a run scored. 12-5, Cleveland leads it here in the 9th. Francisco Lindor has more plate appearances than anybody in the majors. Well, he plays every day, and when you lead off, you get to the plate more often than others.
And you've got an offense that can score, so you're going to get probably 5 at-bats a game.
They turn it over a bunch.
Yes, they do.
Back to the screen, but out of room.
That's why you try and put your best hitters up there in the top 2 or 3 spots. Because when it does roll over, they're going to get most of the at-bats.
What a day for Jason Kipnis and this Indians offense. His 100th career home run, and he did it in style. Close play at first. Lindor hustling down the line, 2 away. And it'll bring up Michael Brantley. Brantley has 2 hits on the day. Walked his last time up. Showing that play in left field with Gordon several years ago, it made me think about another strange day in Kansas City, and it was a day game like this one. The fan jumped onto the field from that left field corner from the front row. And he snapped his leg.
Broke his leg, yes. Yeah. I remember that one. We have had some memorable games here in this ballpark.
Of course, this is where John Smiley broke his arm in the bullpen when he was with Cleveland back in, was that in 97? It was 1997. 98? Can't remember.
Yeah. Now's not the time to start taxing our brains here at the end of a road trip. 2 out in the 9th. Forget it.
The 0-2. And Michael fouls this off. Murph confirms it was 1997.
Very good memory.
Two down, runner at second. And an 0-2 count for Michael Brantley. He shoots it the other way and foul again. Popped up, down the line, drifting foul, and a nice play made by Dozier to end the inning. But Jason Kipnis with a great finish here in Kansas City, an inside the park home run. Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. Bottom of the ninth. And Cody Allen on to face the Royals. What do we got here?
Well, they're making some moves here because there's some defensive changes, and he wants to get them in the right spots in the lineup.
Yanni Diaz is in at first. Eric Gonzalez in at second. And away we go. Ryan O'Hearn leading off for Kansas City. Good fastball, but it's a little low. 2-0. Three and 0. Taking all the way, it's 3-1. And that's high, ball 4. Terry Francona was asked about Cody Allen's confidence right now. And he says, I'm not worried. I think anytime you're competing, confidence plays a huge factor, even for the very best. It's just reality. I don't think it's his confidence necessarily that is at an all-time high, but I do think he's enough of a competitor where he's going to fight through it. If I didn't, I'd come out and say, we're going to do something different. But I believe in him, both as a person and as a competitor, that I have no problem sticking with him even when he's not pitching at his best. Said, you know, we've done it before and it's paid off. Sometimes it's hard, but you got to keep the big picture in mind. You know, he said, look, it's easy from afar to sit back, and this is no slight to fans, because fans are passionately involved. But you know, if you're sitting in your easy chair and say, don't bring him in, bring somebody else, it's easy to do that. But the reality is, he said, we need this guy if we're going to get to where we want to go.
That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah. He also said that they're going to go back to doing what they did a couple of weeks ago, just getting him into situations where he can compete. And he said the one big thing is, because they've both been here so long together, he goes, they're honest with each other. He goes, they've had some conversations where Cody has come out to him and said, something's not working right. And he says he appreciates his honesty, and they're going to work to get him back to where they need him, because as you just said, Matt, they can't go where they want to go, he feels, if they don't have him right.
Now, he's also said that it doesn't necessarily have to be always in the closer's role.
Right.
And we've also already seen that this year where, you know, you pick your spots. If you like Brad Hand in the matchups in the ninth inning, maybe Cody pitches in the eighth. Well, I don't think it matters in terms of what happened down there, Andre.
Guys, they're fighting for a ball up top by you guys.
Jeez.
It's not a lot of entertainment for most of these fans down here, to be honest. I'm just being honest with you. We've had some guys that have been here for a long time, and they'll yell for anything. But the other thing about Cody that jumped out to Tito is he said, and Cody said this to me the other night.
Just beyond the reach of Lindor. Just threw his bat at it, did Escobar.
And the thing that's frustrating for Cody is they thought that he had got through this. He had gone through a period of time after Brad Hand got here where he was coming out earlier in the pen and kind of competing. And they thought they had got through this, but for whatever reason, he told me, he said, I still can't find my curveball, and people are jumping me because of it.
Well, whether that's a mechanical adjustment that you make in a side session. That I think there's a lot of this. You know, look, these guys pitch so much, and fatigue has to be a factor at some point. Your arm just doesn't feel as good, as strong to maybe rip through that breaking ball, whatever the case may be.
You still have to be able to throw it for a strike.
You got to figure out a way to adjust.
If you're a closer and you turn into a one-pitch pitcher, I'll tell you what, you're going to be in for a long year, and that's the way it's been for Cody. And, I mean, if you are that one-pitch pitcher where you can just throw your fastball primarily, you better be able to locate that, you know, above average most of the time, not just throw it down the middle.
One ball, one strike.
And from what I've seen with Cody, a lot of times he's pitching from behind in the count. He's not pitching from in front, which you like to do, where you can expand their zone. And when they can sit and you know, get a little picky on the pitches they swing at, that makes the hitter that much better.
Out of play. This is Cody Allen's 56th appearance of the year, and he has averaged 70 appearances in each of the previous 5 seasons. That was a good pitch and didn't get the call. 2-2. These guys may appear to be superhuman at times, but all those appearances, all those innings, they catch up to you at some point. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. He strikes him out. 1 down. Up comes Drew Butera, who is 0 for 3. And a strike is called. Fastball outside corner at the knees. That was a good curveball. Right on the outside corner. It's 0-2. And this is popped back out of play. Boy, that was another good pitch, just a bit off the plate. Gary Cederstrom has given some and not given others.
Yeah, but there you go. If that ball's a little bit off the plate, they're not going out there fishing for it.
Fouled back out of play. This one goes right back over the screen.
It's the 15th time for Cody out of his 56 appearances where he's thrown at least 20 pitches in an inning. 20 or more, and that's a lot of pitches. And you can see how they foul off pitches to stay alive.
That one's popped up on the infield. Ramirez calls off everybody, and Jose puts it away. 2 down. And Whit Merrifield will be the batter, and he is 2 for 4 with a double and a home run. Fastball, strike 1 to Merrifield. 12 runs on 13 hits for the Indians today. 1 error, 8 left. 5 runs, 9 hits for Kansas City. 1 error, 3 men left aboard, though they have 2 on base here in the 9th. Curveball's in for a strike, and it's 0-2. Oh, 2 and a ground ball to second. Eric Gonzalez off balance throw to first is in time, and that'll end the ball game. So the Indians avoid the sweep, beating Kansas City handily today by a final score of 12-5. With the win, the Indians are now 74-56 as they stop their 4-game losing streak, and Kansas City